Welcome back, everybody, to the Cirque Show 24/7. This is season 5, episode 4 of ABC's Once Upon a Time, entitled The Broken Kingdom. So let's get right into it. So this episode was really good. I really enjoyed this episode, mainly because we didn't have to do like the whole, fairy tale land and then storybook, fairy tale land and then storybook. Mostly this was just all like fairy tale land. We're in Camelot, but we're in the past of Camelot and we're in the present of Camelot. And I just really enjoyed it because we find out just the history of Camelot, how it was, and we find out like the history and the backstory of Arthur, Guinevere, Lancelot, and just that whole Knights of the Round Table, and it was just really good. We first we follow Arthur when he's just a kid, him and Guinevere, and they're just talking about this prophecy that that Merlin basically told Arthur that he will one day become king of Camelot. So that was really cool, and just seeing that like he's basically been chosen since like day one, since he was a kid, to be like the chosen one and to be the rightful king. So having that been said, you kind of understand like why he's so obsessed with completing Excalibur and like finding the dagger so he can complete like the sword and stuff. And that was just really good. And man, just in this episode, just so much happened to where you find out like, man, they're kind of pulling like how they did Peter Pan in season 3 or 2, how they did Peter Pan, just making him evil. And Arthur, he's kind of a dick. Like I'm sorry, excuse my Japanese, but he's kind of a dick in this show. But I like it because it's different. It's a different take. And it gives new depth to the character, and I just like it. So what we're seeing is once Arthur, he gets Excalibur, and he basically finds out like, oh, he needs to complete it. He's been going on like this madman's mission. He's been just so obsessed with just trying to figure out who has it, how to get himself. And at this time, he's already king of Camelot, but he's got that broken kingdom, and it's not complete until he actually has the real sword. So it hurts his marriage with his wife Guinevere, and so she tries to take it upon herself to try to find the dagger so she can just like get all of this finished so she can have her husband back, because that's all she really wants. She just wants her husband back because he's just so distant, because he's so obsessed with finding this. And that's where you get the whole Lancelot thing coming in, because we found out that, oh, Lancelot, he kind of broke bro code and went behind his boy's back to kind of talk to his girl. And you can't do that. That's bro code, bro. You can't do that. But what I liked about this, they explained that, and then they explained what really happened. And it just, Arthur's a dick. That's the only word I can think about. Arthur's a dick. They find out with this whole like magic sand when they actually go to try to get it from the Dark One, or when they try to get it from Rumpelstiltskin. They kind of make a trade for the sand to basically say, yo, I'll give you the sand, and Arthur would just think that the sword is actually real because it fixes things that are broken. So that's where the magical sand comes in. And I think it was just a cool like plot device to kind of explain what's really happening and like what's true and what's fake and stuff. Because we find out that, oh, Guinevere, she's not really thinking her right mind. And she might actually have feelings for Lancelot. We don't know, but she's under a spell because Arthur put the magical sand on her, and now she's always beside Arthur. Like she always takes Arthur's word for for gospel basically, and that was really cool too. The way he kind of had to sneak his way into like making her believe everything he says and stuff, and it kind of saves his butt towards the end of this episode, especially when you bring in Snow and Charming and stuff, because they had that main fight, which was really good. And it's so weird because Snow and Charming, they're actually married in real life, so they were fighting like, oh, that's what real married couples would do. And then you think about it, because they're real married couples, so they probably had a fight like this before or something. But the way that they had to put that aside, and they kind of turned it turned it upon its head and kind of tricked Arthur at the end was really cool. And you know, that's just one thing about Snow and Charming. Like, they can fight, but at the same time, they're always going to be on the same page, and they're always going to have the same end goal. And the end goal was just to protect Emma at all costs. So they had to put their differences aside to really figure out the truth, and they actually found out the truth about Arthur and what he's really doing and stuff like that. And we kind of get a little point of to see, like, oh, now we know what how Emma's going to use Rumple or Mr. Gold in the present day. Like, we know how he's going to be used to retrieve Excalibur out the stone. But the only way he's going to do that is if Meredith, and we find out that she's in Storybrooke now, so she was brought back from Storybrooke too, that she's going to kind of make him brave, if you get that reference. She's going to make him brave so he can be strong enough and be brave enough to pull out Excalibur. So that's going to be really cool, and that's a good plot device to bring Meredith back into the main story, because I did like her in the season premiere. But overall, I really enjoyed this episode. It really showed a lot of Arthur and his struggle to, you know, find that balance of, is he good, is he bad, or is he's just, I don't know if the darkness is taken, I don't know what's going on, but it's just leaning towards he's just a bad guy who's just become obsessed with you know, making this Excalibur whole again. But I want to know is, like, did he get put under a spell and that's why he's so evil, or is it just under his own willing, or is he just mad or something? So I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going on throughout the rest of the season. So what do you guys think about this episode? Please like this video, comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought, and as always, this is The Cirque Show 24/7. Be easy.